Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully get that employee monthly salary, right? So here we get that monthly salary report and also we get it from to the month wise, right? So how can do that work? I hope it's very much clear to you. And now there is another option for the action. So into the action area, I have also put one of the route. If you go to our this method, that means the monthly salary method, I pass one of the route, and that is our employee monthly salary payslip. And after that, they have also one of the employee ID, right? So here we have to add this employee ID. If you go to our web route, we have created this one. Go to that web route, you can see I have created as the employee monthly salary payslip, but I didn't pass any ID. So now after that, I want to pass one of the ID. So our ID will be what? Our ID will be here. I name it as employee ID. So that will be our ID. I copy it. That will be our employee ID. Perfect. Now if you click as a save all, and now go there, click as a refresh. Now I want to check December, click as a search. And if you put your cursor, you can see there is a 22, there is a 23, and there is a 24. So now I want to get that specific employee details. So I want to load it with the PDF. So as I told you, friend, that will be just like our student management. In the student management, the registration fee will be just like that same. So right now I want to copy this code. Like if you go to our student, if you go to that registration fee controller, here I have did the same work. You can see I did the same work, right? So right now only we need actually this PDF. Okay, I copy this PDF first, and that will be the same. I copy it. Now go to our web route. In the web route, I have created one of the method as a monthly salary payslip, and also they have one of the ID. So I have also created this method in our monthly salary controller. If you go to that monthly salary controller here, that is our monthly salary payslip, right? So that is our method. So first of all, I also want to take it. That means the PDF. Okay, that will be needed because I want to load this all with the PDF. And that's the request, and after that request, that we have to pass our employee ID, right? So that is actually our ID. So I copy it and name it as a employee ID. So into the employee ID, first of all, I want to get this ID. If you want to get it, I take one of the variable as a ID, and then in our employee attendance, into the employee attendance model, and here I put that condition where that will be the same in your employee ID. Into the employee attendance table, there is our employee ID. So when this employee ID will be matched with our requested ID, right? So because of all, here I have also passed one of the requested ID. You can see there is a 22, 23. So when it will be matched, then I want to forget that specific one row data, right? So if you want to get that specific one row data, as I told you, we have to use that as a first. So now first of all, there is the employee ID. When this employee ID will be matched with our this requested ID, when it will be matched with this requested ID, then I want to get that first data. Okay, I want to get this first data. Perfect. And after that I want to put that same search condition like here. That is the same. So better I copy it, and now here after this I paste it. So I take one of the variable as a data, and that means the date, and then with the date format will be as a yearly or the monthly, short time, not the request. Right now our this ID, I take the things with this variable as a ID. So now with this ID I want to access that date. Okay, and then where that will be the date, and the date, everything will be just like that same. And after that, that is our PDF, and then PDF will be loaded. And also here we have to get all that our user data, right? We have to display that user data. So now I want to get another condition. So I take one of the data, okay, data variable, and that means the array, and here I take one of the variable as a details. Always I'm actually using that details, so details will be better. And now in our employee, right, that is our employee attendance model. From to this position also we have to get all that our employee user data, right? So if you want to access it in our employee attendance, I have also created one of the method. So I have already created one of the method. If you go, that is a model. In the employee attendance, you can see that is our user. So with this user method, I have already created that relation with our user model, right? So now I want to use it. So that is our employee attendance with Okay, so with the same, so that will be our method name as a user. So into the user area, that will be same with the where also I have passed that our where all the data. So now I simply pass it. Okay, and then our condition will be same. Our condition will be the same as where our employee ID, that means our employee attendance table, employee ID, this ID will be matched with our employee ID. So employee ID means right now that is our I get this data with this ID, right? That means this ID data. So now with this ID I want to access our employee ID. Okay, so with this ID I want to access this employee ID. So that will be our employee ID, and then I want to get this data. That means I get all data. Okay, so I simply get all this data. Perfect. Okay friend, I hope it's very much clear to you. So that is our variable, that is I passed that our user, that means we can access all the data from the user table, where our this condition, and then where our employee ID, that means in our employee attendance table, employee ID will be matched with our requested ID. So if you want to access this requested ID, I take that things with this variable. So now with this ID I want to access our requested ID. Okay, and then I get it. Then the PDF and the load view. Here I want to create another page into the backend, into the not that student. It will be I name it as employee. Okay, I name it as employee, and then I have created one of the folder. I have created one of the folder as a monthly salary, right? So into the employee folder, that is the monthly. Okay, monthly salary. So this folder, and into the monthly salary I want to create one of the page as a monthly salary, monthly underscore salary underscore PDF. So this type of one of the page I want to create, and then here I pass all the data. So that will be as a data, right? So I get this data, I take the things with this variable, I pass that our array data as a data. Okay, so now we can actually access display it in our monthly salary PDF page, and everything rest of this will be just like that same. Here we don't need to change anything. So now I want to create this PDF, that means this file in our monthly salary folder. Here I want to create on the new file. Now click as a save as and name it as a monthly underscore salary pdf.blade.php. Okay, so that will be our file. So now I want to copy everything from our student registration fee, that is also the pay, that means the fee PDF, right? So here I have also created that design. So now that will be the same, only we have to customize it. So now I copy everything from our registration fee, that is a registration fee PDF from the student. I copy everything, and now in our employee monthly salary PDF, here I paste it. Okay, so I paste it. So right now, first of all, that is the name. Okay, that is the student registration fee. Right now that is actually employee monthly fee or monthly salary, right? So that will be as employee monthly salary, everything will be same, our logo will be visible. And here now we have to change it. So right now we don't need this, I plus remove it. Okay, I remove total things from here. So first of all, we have to add that our date format. So that will be just like that same. Okay, so that will be just like our this condition, get condition. Here I use it, better I copy it first, because we have to get this our date, right? So now I simply get this date, and then I take another function, that is actually the total one, and also that is a absent. So right now I want to get this our total attendance. So now I copy it. So now if you want to use it, so here I simply paste it. Okay, so that is our total attendance variable, and into the attendance employee attendance. So right now we are into the view page, that means another page. So here if you want to access this employee attendance, we have to access is directly means if you go there, I have already supported, right? That is our app models, and that is the employee attendance. So I did the same things before, I think you already know. So now I copy it. Now that will be as this one in our app models, and that is our employee attendance. So with this user, that will be the same, where our employee ID will be our right now here I pass this data. If you go, So into this page area I pass this data, right? I take the things with this variable, right? So here also you have to pass our zero index data, okay, because there is a multiple one. So now I am to do and to get that as with this zero index, that means the zero array, that means the empty array. So I copy it. So right now that will be not that address, that will be as a details, right? So now the details will be our zero index. So first of all I want to do and to add that as a zero index, okay, so that will be as a 0. Perfect. And then that is the employee ID will be same, and then the get method, okay. So now after that there is a condition also I want to take. I want to take that condition I have added for calculated that total salary. So that is actually the same, but I copy it, and now here after that I paste it, okay. That is our salary. So salary will be the float, and float the attend. So before I have used that attend, because of all that is actually I get this data with this attend, right? So now I have actually get all the data with these details. So we have to pass that as a details array. So now I copy it. So that will be into the details, right? So with these details I want to visible it. That means I want to display, better I copy it with the zero index data I want to visible, okay. The zero index, and then the user, and then the salary. Perfect. And then that will be the divided by with the 30 days, and then same here we have to add it. That is a total minus absent count. So absent count also I create it. Here I have also create this absent count. Here you can see that is I copy it, and also after that I paste it. So that will be as absent count, our count, our total, that is a total same variable, where our attendance status will be as absent, and then the total salary minus, and the float, with this float that will be as our absent count, multiple with the salary per day, right? And then our total salary, and that is a float, make it as a salary, and then minus our total, that means the total minus salary, right? That means the salary minus. Perfect. That will be actually our total salary. Perfect. So that is actually pretty much same. You can also use it as a float, you can also use it as an integer, okay. So right now that is after that there is all that field I want to do, and to update that field, not that is student, that will be as employee. So that is our employee details, and that will be the employee date, okay, data. So this type of one of the name. First of all, that will be as the employee, not that ID number. I want to display employee name only. That will be as a name, okay. I want to display that name. So if you want to display that name, that will be as a, with these details, and that zero index, as I told you, it will be just like that same. I copy it, and then with these details, that will be our student, not that is student, that will be as a user, right? So with this user I want to display that name. So our user field name as a name, right? So after that, that is employee. Here what exactly I did, that is employee name, employee basic salary, salary this month, okay. So now that will be the basic salary, better I copy it. So that is our role, that is employee name, right? After that, number 2 I want to visible as a basic salary. So basic salary will be what? Basic salary will be same with these details. With these details I want to display our user table, our field name, user table, salary field name, right? That will be as a user table, salary field name. And after that I want to display as a salary this month. I copy it. You can see here I also did the same things. Right now I'm actually using with the details, so that is just pretty much same. I copy it, and now that will be actually this one as a salary this month. And if you want to access this salary this month, that will be our that will be our absent count. So this the variable, I copy it. So salary this month is this one. I simply add it, and then I want to display also the month. Okay, I display that month, and month will be as a date format. Better here I want to use that date, and date format will be as a month, okay, month and year. I name it as a month and year, and I also want to put that as a short. Start to time will be will be with the, I pass it from here with the details, right? That means the details index 0, and that means this one. So I copy it. Okay, with this I want to do, and to access our this field name, if you go to our employee attendance, that is our field name as a date, right? So now I want to do, and to display that date, so that will be display that date. Perfect. And then here I want to visible rest of this, what, salary this month. Okay, salary this month. So into the salary this month, here I'm using, you can see that will be as a total salary, right? And then you can also use it as a absent salary. That means that is our absent count. So for the absent count, I take it with the absent count, right? So that is actually salary this month, right? So now I want to change it. I want to make it as a salary this month, and salary this month will be what? Salary this month will be our total salary. That means that is actually our total salary, right? So now I want to update it. So that is our salary this month will be as a total salary. That means this variable, and here I make it as a absent. Okay, that means total absent. Okay, total absent for this month. So if you want to display it, so that is our total absent for this month will be as a absent count. So I have also calculated that data, that is absent count. So that is our absent count, right? So it will be also calculated our total count for the absent field. So here we have to update that part. Now I just simply update it. Okay, so that is our total absent for this month, and there is a month, date will be visible, and then the salary for this month as a total salary. So that's all. So right now we don't need this. I want to visible that part. I remove it. Okay, so that is our another TD. That means another table. So better I want to copy that same table. I copy this table into the table. There is the salary, the employee name, the basic name, the total absent, and the month, and then salary this month. Perfect. So now I want to update this another table, because they have the pay slip, right? So into the pay slip there is equal to, so that is our table. I simply paste it. So I simply updated the table. So now it should be updated. Now if you click as a save all, okay, I want to click as a save all. Now open it with the other browser, because into the Chrome they have some of the issues. It automatically loaded our IDM. So now I open it, and now if you go to monthly salary, that means employee management, employee monthly salary, and from here I search it with the date as this month. Click as a search, everything is loaded perfect. So now that is Hassan 33, and that is the some of the salary is cutting on here. That means right now if you click as a fee slip, is perfectly loaded to the new page, and here it's showing one of the error as a undefined variable request. Okay, where I'm actually using that request into the monthly salary PDF. So that is our date format. Into the date format, here I'm using that request, you can see. So if you go to, let's check this out. If you go to our monthly salary PDF, into this area I have used that one of the request. You can see that is a request I'm using, but that will be obviously from here I pass this as a details 0 error data, right? So that will be the same here. That will be actually this one. Better I copy it, and now that will be not that request, that will be with these details. It will be access our this date, right? Yeah, that will be obviously this one, because of all here I have also used that same. So that will be, now it should be work. Now click as a save all. Now if you go there, click as a refresh, yes, you can see it's perfectly now loaded. So the image is loaded, name is loaded, our name is updated, the employee monthly salary, the name for this employee name, the basic salary as a 6,000, and you can see, friend, it's now perfectly getting our total absent for this month. Absent for this month as a 1 day, for the reasons you can see there is actually cut up some of the salaries, and that is our monthly salary. That means month is visible, and there is our total salary month salary for this month as a this one. Okay, that means everything is great. So right now if you open with another one, so like this one, so they have no they have also cutting some of the amount. That means this test user, maybe they have some of the absent. Open it, yeah, you can see there is also they have one day absent for this user, and calculated every data is now perfect. Okay, so it's now perfect, and for this user they have no absent, and you can see there is a main basic salary as a 4,000 and this month salary as a $4,000. Now if you open it, now it should be as a 0. Yes, you can see it should be as a 0. They have no absent for this employee. Perfect. I hope, friend, you enjoyed very much, and here we successfully complete our monthly salary. Okay, and that means the employee monthly salary. So that is very much interactive, one of the things. So now we successfully complete that monthly salary option, and now in our next video I want to start our another section that will be as a mark management. Okay, and from the mark management, that is actually interconnected with the student. So here how can create that mark entry, how can edit this mark, how can make it mark grade, step by step everything I will show you with the live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.